Okay, welcome. This is for March 20th and March 21st, 2023. So, what's been happening in markets? So, basically, we had, we've kind of been on a tear here. We got a little bit of a pullback just near into these levels here. 530 or so. It found support there, and basically got bought all back up. So let's go to the 15 and let's go to the electronic session. So this was Sunday here. Basically, we opened with a gap up, where it failed to take out these previous highs. There's a little bit of a draw or a trend line here, kind of like so. Failed to take out these highs. Came down, retested, and basically closed the gap here, right? By 10 points shy. Got a nice little rally, and then kind of just rolled over, right? Any pops were sold. And then, yeah, basically it sold all the way into London near 3 o'clock, double bottomed, and we got rally. And then it retested it and rechecked it in RTH right at the open. And then from there on in, we've been trending higher. Same with last night. We had this little crazy pop at, early into the session. It sold off and it never really rolled over, right? So it came down and made the lower low, came back, lower high, and then it should have rolled like this basically, but found support, made a higher low, and then we trended higher into the open. Okay, so let's go to the RTH sessions. So the RTH I like because it makes everything look a little bit cleaner and easier to see, and this is where all the volume is, right? I don't even have volume on in here. Indicators, volume. Okay. So it has a little bit more volume. The levels tested in RTH, I find, are the ones worth trusting. Again, these levels are all on here prior to session open. So yeah, we double checked 530 here in RTH and basically reclaimed 565, and then tested it, made the higher low, and then into the close. We actually ended up closing right at this 700 area for a breakout, right? So people are buying the close into this, looking for the gap up, right? So it gets the gap up, and how does it open? I think it opened pushed into 810, which was resistance, sold back into 760, and then pushed one more time. So if buying was still strong here, we would have held above the 810 likely, and we definitely wouldn't have broke this low, probably even this low again. It would have held both times, but instead it gave us kind of a head and shoulders pattern, or basically just a lower high, and then it rolled into lunchtime, right? It rejected 760, sold. It came up. This was kind of tricky because it came up. It actually made a higher high, but then it came all the way back down to the lows again, which is surprising. I was expecting maybe back down to like 730 and then push, or to continue selling. At least come down to 700 is kind of where I was looking to buy and close that gap. But there was a trend line on the 15. If you look here, you can kind of see it. It's like this. Yeah, pretty much like that. So it basically, the risk reward out here for longs is no good. It's got to come back and come closer to the trend line. Doesn't mean it can't still go higher out here, but it's not as cut and dry as that, right? Yeah, so we had the open here, sell, found support very close to my level, pop, pop, pop. Squeezed all the shorts here, but they just used it to reload, and then it rolled over. Came back down. It tried to hold 760 again. 20-point bounce, and then basically a little bear flag, broke down, higher low, up and over, right? So in here, to me, the last short opportunity was right here, right? So if you look at the 5 minute, right in here, they tried to roll it, right? They're selling pressure, but it never got anywhere. Starts to get closes above this, squeezes a little bit. People try again. Maybe I should say it's not the last, but that's the last logical. These two places are the last logical shorts, in my opinion. They tried into here, just probably like a fixed risk short. It did give them 20 points, but it immediately found support at 760, which makes sense, right? Resistance, tried to hold, resistance, resistance. Now it's turning into support. And then when it starts closing above here, right? And this is also pretty much here. Let's go like this instead. Let's use this box. So it's kind of like right in there, right? Once it starts closing above that, then it's on for the bulls. So it comes up, pretty much rechecks 810, 812, 20, 30 point sell, find support, and then once it clears that downtrend, it was over, right? And ES was doing the same thing. So, once it got over that 420, it was just quick moves. You could try shorting here, but momentum is clearly in the bulls' favor. You're better off to wait for the rollover, especially because of this peak. People are going to probably try and short that peak. They did a little bit, found support, and then it gave like a nice 12-point pop to end the day, 15 points. So pretty crazy day. Yeah, so basically what I want to talk about a little bit is, this is kind of how I'm going to start looking at things, is where I should start looking and stop looking for certain things, right? So short in here was good, right? If you look in the 1 minute, it had potential to turn into a long here, right? So it made double bottom, popped up, it made a higher high. But what I would have actually expected is for it to go right here, right? Up into here. If maybe come back, recheck, and then go. But instead it sold, so it's kind of bearish price action. And what I was saying is, as it pops up in here, if it does get above, it'll give us a nice move. But if it doesn't, all these buyers are going to turn into sellers really quick, right? And that led to a quick 40-point drop. But they very quickly picked up again, right? So pretty interesting there. After that happened, and it didn't even come down and close the gap, it kind of shows there's buyers down here. So in my mind, until we get a 700 break or a break of the recent low, we should start looking for longs more so. This is VWAP up in here. So it rejected the initial VWAP test. And again here. And then it came back down, rechecked the lows. As soon as it holds the lows, I think you can try long in here, risking versus these lows, or buy the higher low over here, risking versus the lows. And then once you are kind of clear of this, for me, this shows it's going level to level, right? Checks it, comes up, makes another higher low, and it's just going to grind, right? This is probably not going to find really a ton of sellers till it gets up into the level. So, I tried to short it once here. And, it could have worked, but I think the resilience in the double bottom and not closing the gap kind of shows, okay, maybe I should just be looking to play the breakouts or join long. And I did join long at 760 here, but I also took a loss trying to short 760. So, you give back 12, 15 points. It takes away from your level to level move, right? And same with down here. I should have been looking more for it. I did have some shorts in here, and some of them I let them come back a little bit on me because it didn't get all the way to 700. Sometimes it's better just to be happy, right? Like that's a very quick 40-point move. I should sometimes, I think, just take that. So, yeah, going forward, I'm going to focus on that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's it for me. Have a good night.